Hi, this is Graham Standish. I'm back again, and you can tell I have moved outside from my kitchen, and my hair suddenly got a lot grayer than it was when it was inside. But either way, I'm glad you're with me here today as we continue to talk about wisdom. Uh, Last time I talked to you, I talked about all the different perspectives that we need to bring in as we become wiser, as we seek wisdom. It's looking at things from a lot of different perspectives. But there are also three really crucial attributes that I think are part of wisdom that I really want to share with you here today. And here they are. The first thing is that I've noticed is the people who have wisdom are people who are able to be farsighted in their lives rather than just being short-sighted. And this is a crucial thing because I've found that a lot of people who struggle in their lives, they look for shortcuts in their lives. They look for ways to find easy answers to complex issues. They have a tendency to look at what can I do right now rather than being farsighted and taking some perspective to look into the distance. Being farsighted when you have wisdom is taking into consideration how the decisions we're making today and that we're going to be living today, how they'll make an impact not only on today, but on tomorrow and on next month and on next year. It's making the decision about life of how do I make a better life for the long term, not just for right now, but for the long term. So the first attribute of deep wisdom is being farsighted rather than short-sighted. Another, and most people won't like this, but is being willing to endure pain rather than just getting rid of pain. Now, being wise doesn't mean I just am going to live in pain. But what I've noticed is the people who have the least wisdom in life are often the people who are always looking for pain relief in their lives. Not just physical, but psychological and spiritual and relational. And what they end up doing is they end up creating more pain for themselves and their families. This is the core of addictions. People who end up with addictions are often trying to get rid of pain. And in the process, they engage in a substance or an activity or something that over time increases pain, maybe not for themselves, but for everybody around them. The person with real deep wisdom is the person who is willing to endure pain, to live a better life. The person I always think about this was a woman who was a dear friend of mine. She died a few years ago at 98 years old, and her name was June. She had among the deepest wisdom of anybody I've met. And this was a woman who had a lot of pain in her life. She had a child who died in adulthood. Her husband died and left her, really struggling with loneliness and pain. And yet what I learned from June was June didn't try to get rid of her pain. When she was going through the grieving, she cried. She talked to other people. She learned from her pain and she grew. But here's the thing that made her wise. She was able to go through all those experiences and she became somebody who helped other people through their pain. Everybody went to June for advice and guidance, not because she ran away from her pain, but because she was willing to endure it and to let it be healed, and through that healing gain wisdom. First insight, be farsighted, not short-sighted. Second is be willing to endure pain rather than get rid of it so that you can be healed and find a better way. And the third is people who have deep wisdom have a great sense of compassion rather than meanness. And what I mean by meanness is people who don't have wisdom often are people who just focus on themselves. They don't think about what's going on with other people. And meanness leads to meanness, to just focusing on what I want and not caring about others. But people who have deep wisdom lead their lives with deep compassion for others, for themselves, for the world, for their communities, for whatever it is. At any rate, so I just want you to think about these three attributes to wisdom as you go through your life. Be farsighted, not short-sighted. Be willing at times to endure pain rather than just getting rid of it. And third, live in compassion and not meanness. And remember, at Samaritan, we are people who help you to do these things. And I'll see you next time.